Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Friends. So many of us are cooking more at home because of the pandemic. I love to cook, I love to eat, and so do so many of my friends. And I love tasting food from all over the world. It's one of the things that I really miss about traveling. Since I can't travel, I decided why not bring some international home cuisine to us. Today, I'm really super excited. We get a professional. My guest is Irene King Wan. I met her many years ago. She's the owner of Saffron 59 Catering. And I had hired her back in my NYU days for some of our events. And I just remember her food being so incredibly delicious. She specializes in Asian cuisine. And so today she's going to make something really special for us. I'm super excited. I didn't even know what it is. So let's get to it. Hi, Irene. How are you?
Hi.
So nice to see you.
Likewise. Great. Thank you for including me today for this video.
No, look at that potpourri of food. My God, it's awesome. So what are we going to make today?
So I am going to do a nice halibut. It's marinated with garlic, ginger, salt, and pepper. That's it. It's very easy. And we're going to sear that. And then it's going to go along really beautifully with pico de gallo or salsa or non-stick, salad that we're gonna do. So it's sort of an East meets West version of this dish. It's very light, very flavorful. And then I'm also going to talk about a little bit about the grains that can go along with it, and that you can prepare ahead of time, and have a balanced, healthy meal.
What's the first thing we're going to do then?
So we're gonna do like quote unquote pico de gallo, and I have prepared some chopped tomatoes here, some red onion, white onions if it's available, whatever, and you can do all kinds of peppers, not spicy. Of course, my hubby here loves something spicy with his meal, so I use seeded jalapeno in here and fresh lime juice.
So how many tomatoes is that? Is that like 2 or 3 tomatoes?
Yeah, so if you have one of these like nice beefsteak tomatoes in the farmer's market, you could just use one. So I'll do it's it's great to make a big portion, like I said, because it lasts for 3 or 4 days in the fridge, and you can have it, on your toast the next day. You can have it with the salad. You can do it with some grilled meat, or just mix it with, rice, and it'll be so flavorful and delicious.
And so you just chop it up pretty small?
Yeah, you just sort of chopped it up, diced them, minced them really tiny, and then add them. You can even add a little bit of, peach if you want. Today I'm gonna, since I have a few mangoes in my fridge, I'm gonna add some mangoes on top of it to give that really even more, taking up to the next level, like really citrusy and flavor into the.
That's awesome. I have to say, a lot of people are confused on how to cut a mango.
Okay, the easier way. I mean, I'm an old-fashioned person. I usually I like to save as much meat as possible. So I just usually sort of peel it like this. So you get all kinds of, you get the flesh by peeling it, right? But usually if you're in the crunch, all you have to do is, you could just sort of slice it like this.
Yeah, so that's what I do actually.
Right, correct. And then you could just use a spoon to scoop them out. So I mean,
But it's always hard to figure out what to do around the pit.
the pit, you just eat it up and look. So I have tomatoes. If you like it spicy, you can just put a little bit of these chilies, but not too much. So if you don't really like too much of a spice into your this dish, I use these really nice peppers and just to give it a flavor. So I add some of these peppers in too.
It's a very pale yellow. I haven't
Yeah,
seen.
so it's sort of a very light green, and they are, by the way, they look pale, but they're really delicious if you grill them or you put them in a salad as well.
Does it
So
matter what color, whether it's like, orange, red, green pepper, or?
I think whatever is available and whatever is fresh you can get, that would be great. Um,
Well,
you
you
know,
like your food colorful. I like my
I,
food
I,
colorful.
I like them. I like food colorful. You're right, and flavorful. It's like this particular dish is like all you need is like 5 ingredients and some. You could put a little bit of basil or cilantro on top of it. Mince them up. So squeeze
Wow.
some lime juice.
So you like lime over lemon.
Oh yes, absolutely. For this particular dish, it's really great with lime because it goes very well with the cilantro and the mangoes that I'm going to add on later on. So just really mince
Cilantro.
a handful of cilantro.
And if you don't have cilantro, can you do like parsley or something, or
Oh
no?
yeah, yes, absolutely. As a matter of fact, last week I made it with basil. Yeah, I mean I have so much basil in the garden this time of the year, and parsley, so I added basil in there. But today I have some parsley and cilantro, so I'm adding cilantro this time. So literally that's it. You just just toss this together, and I'm going to add the cut up mangoes in there. Smell is amazing, and the color is just really awesome.
It's not traditionally Thai. What is Thai about? Just the mango?
Well, if you wanted to make it like a Thai version, you can add a little bit of the lime leaves and instead of salt, which I haven't add salt and pepper, you put a little fish sauce in.
Oh, right.
So a little bit of salt and pepper will. It's a really easy, flavorful, no cook meal dish.
And then you
Okay.
can actually just have that over rice, or I mean, having it with fish and stuff is good too. But I mean, you can actually eat that on its own as a side salad, right?
Right, absolutely. You can definitely, like, I have made Africa or quinoa or some sort of rice that I have in the freezer. So literally, you can mix that and have a good meal, and a really nice big bowl of with the grain, and it goes really well.
That's awesome. So now we're gonna make the fish.
Right, correct.
What kind of pan do you use?
I so I use cast iron pans for most of my cooking these days, and I'm also such a lazy um, dishwasher. So literally, I use the cast iron and I wash it probably once a week. And that's only if you're not doing like fish or any seafood or anything like that, because you literally could just wipe it or rinse it without heavy duty cleaning. So
That's so
cast
awesome.
iron, yeah. So cast iron is really great for searing as well. It retains its heat. All right.
Wow, and it doesn't stick?
And it doesn't stick. Correct. Right.
Wow. And so it doesn't have, like, if you make fish or meat one day, it doesn't leave the smell on the pan if you don't clean it, or you just wipe it with a
No, no,
paper.
no, no. The fish and or meat, you have to clean it.
No, the pan. Like, so
The
when you
pan.
so you just clean it. What do you clean it with? Just a paper towel?
No, no, no. You need to clean it with the fish
Oh,
or
oh,
meat.
oh, oh, with
Yeah.
meat. Oh, I
Right.
see. Okay.
Yeah. Usually, when I use this, like if I make an omelet in the morning, or if I'm gonna warm up, saute some vegetable, I'm not really gonna clean it. I'm just gonna wipe it off with paper towel.
I
Like
see. I see. That's very cool.
I'm just gonna quickly marinate this halibut with some garlic and
How
ginger.
many cloves of garlic is that?
Well, I love garlic, so as you can see, I have like my garlic and it's already chopped up.
Wow.
This lasts for just a week. I use a lot of garlic.
Wow. Well, it's good for you too. It's really healthy for you.
Absolutely. The same with ginger. I cut it ahead of time. I put it in the fridge, cover it with olive oil, so I will have it, ready when I'm about to cook anything.
Oh, so
So
you can
um,
chop garlic and ginger also and put it in olive oil to preserve it?
yes, absolutely.
Wow.
So,
And how long does it last?
so it lasts for a week or two. As you can see, my garlic is really diminishing. This is what today's only Wednesday, and I only have a quarter of the jar left.
Wow, that's
So,
awesome.
so yeah, so garlic, ginger. I would say literally like like a 2 inch chopped up ginger for this 8 ounce fish here, and then the minced garlic as well. So
Wait,
and
minced garlic and what? Minced.
ginger and garlic, and a little bit of salt and pepper.
Wow, no soy sauce, huh?
No, I'm not using soy sauce because that will crash with the salsa or the food
Ah, right.
that we're going to make. Just like marinate this ahead of time. Um,
It,
you could do this a day before or a day or two before. Marinate this fish with garlic and ginger, salt and pepper. Leave it in the fridge, and then when you're about to cook, you just sear it, and or you can even roast it if you want. It depends. But today I'm just going to sear it really quick at high temperature in this cast iron pan. And,
oh,
and the oil, by the way, the oil from this jar, it's really like you don't even need the garlic itself. The oil is so garlicky that it's great to just
oh, right.
take oil and marinate anything. Yeah.
So you always use olive oil, or you can use other oils as well to.
Yeah, of course you could just use the better is not don't use a fancy olive oil to soak the garlic or ginger. Something not flavorful, it's fine.
Oh,
Inexpensive olive oil or vegetable oil is fine.
why is that?
Because you don't really want a lot of flavor into this.
Oh,
You
okay.
could cook it anyway or sear it in high temperature, so you don't want an expensive or any flavor oil for this. So that when the pan is hot,
So what is that? Vegetable oil? No.
this one is not a very expensive olive oil that I'm going to use. You don't really need to have good olive oil because it's gonna be really hot temperature, so it's gonna take out the flavor anyway.
Oh, so that when you have high heat, it just takes out the.
High heat. That's right. Correct.
What's considered good quality olive oil? How do you?
Um, the first filtered olive oil, and also like you said, the organic olive oil. Um,
Or extra virgin versus virgin?
yeah, so you don't want to use extra virgin olive oil for this. So this is a really nice chunk of meat. Chunk of halibut. That's great. It's enough for two-person. A good.
But it can be any kind of fish.
Yes, you could absolutely use cod, red snapper. Any white meat is fine. A striped bass or
What about like a salmon or
salmon
any?
is good too. Absolutely. With salmon, I like it a little bit in a rare side. You don't cook it too much.
If you cook it when the pan is not hot enough, then what happens?
Well, then it takes longer to cook the fish. Then the fish gets overcooked. And I like the fish to sear nicely and kind of brown it. So high
That's where you get
heat
the crispiness.
get the little crispiness right. And I don't mind eating the skin. So like this particular fish, the fishmonger left the skin on. So with this is, this fish is kind of long, so I'm just gonna cut it in two pieces so that we will have it. It's easier to maneuver. Yeah.
So you do a little salt and pepper.
Right, a little salt and pepper.
So you don't cover it though.
Um, if the fish is really thick, you might want to cover it, which I might do that because this is it's a 2-inch thick, so I might cover it so that it cooks through inside. Or you can just, put it in the oven, in the winter, and you want that, you can turn on the oven and then just kind of finish it off in the oven.
So basically you sear it for about how long?
Maybe like 2 minutes or so. Again, it's depending on how your high is your heat, the heat is. So this whole meal shouldn't take more than half an hour.
Wow. That's like a restaurant meal. That's so crazy. I can't believe you get to eat like that every day.
No, but if you think it's quite easy. You don't need to it doesn't take that long.
And so you must really smell the garlic.
Oh my God, it's really so like whatever's left over, you can just sort of put it in as well. Kind of brown it.
So you don't find that the garlic burns?
You can just add it at the end, the rest of the garlic and ginger. And then if the fish is a little thick, you could just sort of cover it for about a minute or so, right? Lower the heat, cover it for a minute or so. If you're using salmon, you're done. You don't need to cover it because salmon is better. Salmon is better a little bit on the rare side. Otherwise, it'll be really dry.
So how do you know when it's done?
I mean, it's fish, so it doesn't take that long. You can um, turn it over.
Southeast Asian food has a lot of fish and seafood.
Right. Yeah. No. Absolutely. With the Southeast Asian or the Asians, they don't like to flavor too much with their fish. They wanted to eat the freshness of it. So that's why the simpler, the better it is. Another way you can do it is like you can just sear the fish and then sear the garlic and ginger with oil and pour that hot oil over the fish.
Oh. So you do it
Right?
separately.
Correct. You can do it separately.
Wow. That looks so good. I think I'm going to have to come over.
We could do a distance
Socially distanced meal. It'd be like,
meal.
oh, and then you just take the crispy garlic and
Over it.
that is so simple. It's crazy.
It's still sizzling. The cast iron is still sizzling. All right.
So now you put a little bit of the pico de gallo.
Yeah, so this pico de gallo has been sitting here for a good, half an hour. And there's a lot of juice coming out from the tomatoes and the mangoes and the lime juice.
Yeah, so people, I'm assuming, would like to eat rice with this meal, right?
Yeah, so, correct. So, we eat so much grain or rice or whatever you call it, and I always make, a whole big batch ahead of time, and I put them in a little Ziploc. So,
to save time.
Yes, it saves time. So here in my fridge, I made, it was in a freezer. So I made some brown rice and I put some peas in there, a big pot of it last week. And then I also made this forbidden rice, black rice, because I get tired of the same. We've been cooking 2 meals a day in the past 4 months. Or so. So this will give it a little variety as well. So for this particular dish, it'll be really good with a little brown rice and the red rice if you want.
Where do you get the red rice from?
You
Black
can
rice.
now get them in a lot of grocery store. It's really available. So I have a combination. This is brown rice and this is the black rice and this is freekeh, which is like a farro grain. It literally takes less than 7-8 minutes to make this dish, and it's really amazing, flavorful. Mm.